service.
Mobile Legends.
I love both of them, man, and it's hard to choose one because the fact that Demon Kite's playing a Benedetta in the jungle, I can't wait to see it matched up against someone like Kyle Teasy.
That's right, Kyle Teasy here playing here that's a little more well-received in the jungle in the current metagame. And Renegade did not waste any time. Checked in on Falcons AP BREN's jungler. Few in trouble.
Oh, few. Already utilizing the flicker there to stay alive. So close call there, I would say. You know, RORA almost getting that first blood, but good enough pressure with the lineup they have. And I think that's one thing to point out, too. Especially when you look at the emblems they have, you know, they're going to be able to play in with speed. They're going to be able to play in already with the fact that they got the Zask, man. We've said so much about Zask from tournament to tournament, and now here, even in the MPL PH, causing a lot of ruckus for a lot of teams that have to deal with it.
Quite the commotion whenever the Zask gets picked up. Kyle Teasy there. Footsies with Demon Kite, who's still yet to reach level 3, by the way. So far, so good for Falcons AP BREN. Something to note, this is the second time we're seeing a Phoveus in week 2, day 2. Prior played by an MVP performance by Nibor. Now it's FLAP Teasy who's rocking it. How many dashes is that, Joseph? 1, 2, 3. That's 4.
That's 4.
Potentially 5 if you get pulled in by Matilda.
Yeah, so he's like, if Nibor was happy earlier, this is like ecstatic. Like exactly
joyful.
The sound I was thinking about here, you know, because
jubilant.
And I wonder if he's going to run the same build too. But I know he has the Vengeance, he has the Brave Smite, and almost I feel like that's enough. Like
that alone
to make it work for that pick.
And you can play around with the items.
Exactly.
From there, talking about the lane-to-lane matchup here, I give the slight advantage to Yue here. It's tough. See, look, like Few just tries to get in there.
Few gets his own though,
and then he gets. Wait. Oh. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Hold on, he's already going to use his own Dominators. Instead, it's going to force the Wingman out of here. As Renegade is going to be the first to fall, first blood, and that's going to be an objective too, going to the hands of FCAP. Very clean. This is, nonetheless, that's expected from the current world champions, I would say, and very clean play in the early part.
Impressive. That was a multi-layered approach. I mean, FLAP Teasy was part of that, and then all this while, Kyle was taking the turtle, and then again, you notice that Few pulled the trigger on his own stolen ult. Wow, it all happened in what, 2 or 3 seconds?
Yeah, very quick.
That's chemistry.
That is. That's what most teams are after, right? That synergy. Ogwin, though, going to get spotted out here. Going to go in with the Unstoppable Force. But wow, he even flickered. Was looking for his own ejector, but not going to be able to find it. Still here, fighting for, you know, the little bit of objectives or the space resources that they can find here. And look what it's gotten, FCAP. Up 1.5K ahead already at this 3-minute mark.
I'd reckon the majority of that is on FLAP Teasy here. And on Kyle, look at that, the jungle and the XP. I'd say at this point early on, 3 minutes in, light years ahead. That's huge.
Yeah, with that too, it's I'm kind of wondering, like with Aurora's lineup here, they have a very clear thing in mind, and I would say it's utilizing momentum that they can get with Benedetta, utilizing the utility that a Matilda brings, and then hoping that we talked about the panel. I should say the panel talked about it. The gold matchup. You know, that's where we have to highlight the battle of the bulletproofs.
That's right.
And so far, Super Marco already starting it off.
Oh, run, Renegade, run.
Yeah, Renegade, you're gonna have to get back now.
DK!
But the purple Demon Kite in trouble. Will get taken down in his own jungle. Kyle Teasy just kind of showing him, hey, I'm here.
Looks like the gold lane matchup is the only real place where Aurora might be able to step toe-to-toe. Check it out, because even the XP lane, all these vengeances by Edward is countered by the no cooldown Infernal Pursuit.
Yeah, it's tough.
And look at this, Ogwin on the pursuit.
Ogwin this time around, certainly going to be used. Renegade waiting for the rest of the team to show up. I think he's just going to go ahead and get some poke down. Turtle's up now, so we'll see. FCAP with a healthy lead here already at this point in the game. Transitioning up to this space of the turtle. We'll see what RORA decides to do.
Second turtle, mainly favored for FCAP. Renegade still waiting on his Certain Eagle to come off through. There's an Infernal Pursuit thrown out, and the SOD.
Yeah, I don't think you don't want to show up there. You know? Just a little spot, but again, Domeng's better off with the way things have been going these first 5 minutes. Just get that gold lane experience, man. Farm up, do your thing. You know, and you can see they even went with a swap right here. So Domeng is going to be on this bottom side now against FLAP, at least for now. We'll see how they play it through.
Despite the swapperoo, Domeng is still down by about 300, 400 gold. And he really needs to catch up. Luckily, his roamer is the babysitting kind of roamer.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was the other way around, if he had to play with the jawhead and force out aggressive pickoffs. And all this while, Super Marco making the most of the absence of his counterpart, getting the first push, the first turret down up top.
So he always gets that first turret. And again, you know, they'll probably have a switch of their own, but right now they're just going to keep doming downside. I kind of feel like AURORA's in this position where they don't know what to take right now. Like, they're kind of falling behind, and it's happening pretty quickly because, you know, just in a matter of minutes, that goal deficit has grown even more at this point. And so it's going to be difficult finding yourself in finding contention for the objective.
This is ginormous. 4K at 6 minutes, give or take.
It doubled in like a minute and a half or so.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this might be the biggest gold lead we've seen in all of Season 14 just yet. 2 weeks, 2 days in, Falcons AP BREN not giving AURORA anything. Check this out. Look at the back line.
Bottom side, they want to go for Edward. They're going to toss him up a little bit longer. Fighting under the turret, they will get the flicker out from Ogwin. So actually, RORA there to help each other out. Ford off the initiation. Few, though, also holding on to his zone Dominator's Ascent, and nothing will happen of it. But that's what FCAP can do. They can play with the lead they have, put pressure in these lanes, and if they don't get anything, it's fine. We'll go ahead and rotate back up. A turtle's going to come up soon. Luckily,
AURORA put in enough effort, spent the right amount of ults to push off Falcons AP BREN, protecting that Tier 1 and Tier 2. And now the turtle spawns in what seemingly seems like its third or second time in the upper quarter. And no, AURORA cannot contest.
Yeah, they're better off not doing it. That's going to be a quick turtle, too. Kyle Teasy will secure that one. And so, you know, back to the same picture here. Just farm up what you can for RORA. Try to hold on to the Tier 1 turrets the best you can because you already lost the top one. And then hope that, you know, you have fighting power and doming. That's really where it seems like it's lying here.
Here's where it's tough. Doming is slowly but surely losing control of the economics of this lane matchup. He's down almost 1,000 gold.
He's only got a corrosion side.
And it's shrinking. The space for him to farm is shrinking because now look, they're going to try to push bottom lane, and that's going to leave just Tier 2s standing safely for doming, the quote-unquote next standard. How does he respond? Because again, being part of the standard means knowing how to play from behind.
Yeah, this is that test right here, right? The game number 1 already in the series is RORA playing massively behind 5,000 gold. Renegade just picking up the Flask of the Oasis too. That might help a little bit, but is it enough to deal with the lead? Conceal going to be used by Ogwin. Look at the pressure here just on the backside by him just showing up alone as RORA tries to hold on to that Tier 1 mid turret, and they will for now, but still, FCAP looking to make another possible play elsewhere.
Taking their time, slowly but surely, Falcons AP BREN knows that their pacing is fine, that they're not forcing themselves out of anything. And the fact that FLAP-TZ, again, FLAP-TZ picked up the Phoveus here at that same spot that RSG did in Game 2 of the first match today. That fourth pickup after seeing a lot of dashes from the opponents means whatever AURORA comes up with, Falcons AP BREN has a plan within a plan. Yeah, it's a plan F, you know what I mean? Like after plan A and plan B.
It's plan FCAP at that point, you know?
Deep.
You got it all. And I think the panel's right. Like, we're going to see Phoveus come through more and more as the season goes because it's a great answer to a lot of things. And, you know, there's very specific things that will deal with the Phoveus. But right now, when you pair it up with a Jawhead and you pair it up, like the icing on the cake is literally the lead that they've gotten themselves, it feels almost unstoppable, you know? And I'm not talking about the Jawhead ult here.
Yep, it incentivizes push-forward combat. Now 1v1 could be you coming in.
Look at the damage. Already Domain going to be forced back. That might be some information that FCAP can use already as they kind of plant themselves around this Lord here. RORA once again on the answer. Conceal already going to be used, but Edward go ahead and stop that in his tracks. Demon Kite should be fine. He's got the eye for an eye. Should be able to get out of there, but they're going to kind of force him to do something a little bit. Now it's the question, can we get into this Lord, or do we just let it go? And it looks like that's the answer as RORA just watches as Lord's going to be freely taken like the majority of this game already by FCAP.
As painful as it is for the AURORAs watching at home, this was the right call to make like Elsa, to let it go. Because again, you can't fight Falcons AP BREN with this kind of economy. You're down almost 7K, 10 minutes in, they push their first turret down bottom.
Yeah.
And, okay, I don't want to be the kind of person who criticizes with perfect vision, right? But I don't know if the Matilda was the best call.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it now because... Oh, wow! Whoa! Whoa! What?
Well, that was bulletproof Marco. Picking up a kill off cam as we were just talking about. Demonkite the one to go down.
He put the bullet in bulletproof.
Yeah. That's tough to deal with. And
What was that?
you know, while we wait for this base defense, what would have been better than the Matilda?
Something that has initiative. Something that forces the opponents to respond because the Matilda was very reactive. And that's not the Hitman I know. That's not how Renegade plays, as far as I'm concerned. But that's just me. That's my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. Sound off in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Aurora could have done better because right now, it looks like they definitely need to go back to the drawing board. FCAP is getting away with everything and anything they want.
Well, here's the setup into the base, forcing it down with this Lord. First one, and already the flicker comes in from Ogwin.
Oh.
He's going to take a couple shots himself, but Yue's already out of the picture, and they clean it up a little bit further while Kyle Teasy jumps on in with the Roger. And I think that's going to be possibly it, unless still RORA will defend. They lose a couple members in FCAP. Kind of just decides on what they want to get, backs up, and now faces this mid lane turret in the base. What can they do? Once again, Demonkite trying to clear the way with the Electro final blow. Super Marco jumps in on the backside, but that's all RORA can do is just watch as FCAP takes everything.
Bulletproof Marco cut the wave straight through. Top and mid have been compromised. And what Falcons AP BREN could do here is just let the waves flow so that they're in a better position to take advantage of this Lord coming up in a minute. Joseph, to answer your question, what is Aurora left to do? Well, number one, they have to manage the waves very well, right? Which is easier said than done. Their lineup, I'd say from a 1 to 5, I give a 2.5.
A 2.5.
If I'm generous, a 3.
Yeah.
Just look, like, one other thing that we can say about this lineup is it wants fights to last.
Yeah.
You want this team fight to last maybe 8 or 10 seconds. For Falcons AP BREN, right now, 10,000 gold ahead, that's eternity. Like, they can't afford to do that.
So I was going to say, you know, if you want your team fights to last, you don't get in a 10,000 gold deficit.
Nope.
You know, that is the least opportunist thing that you want to happen. And look at this, Yue already popping, the Dominator's Descent. On the defensive, do they have any fire back here?
Nope.
Even with that initiation, Lord's going to be up.
Take it easy.
Joins the corner.
Renegade.
Renegade could be in trouble as Kyle Teasy is going to jump in too. Picks up the killing spree. RORA once again facing this economic difference in terms of item, goal lead, and everything else. Space to move around in. They're forced to just back up into the base. Edward goes in with a final slash, but it's only Flap Teasy. And that's just going to be a go signal for the Lord here for Kyle Teasy.
Falcons AP BREN lose nothing. There is no cost to playing it the long way around, taking the scenic route. And there, Dominic throws out the SOD, but only to really see that Kyle Teasy did indeed confirm the kill on the Lord. All right, something to talk about. Again, you saw how Benedict doubt. Maybe Renegade was just really buying time. Maybe he knew he was going to die and used what little he had left in the tank to allow for Yue and the gang to retreat.
I think at that point, man, it's just Renegade being like, well, we don't have much else up our sleeve. Like, we just got to make this happen. And sometimes it's him playing that role. Like, he's got to kind of buy time by sacrificing himself on the front side and hoping that, you know, every second pretty much stacks up in possibly turning something around. This Dire, though, it's going to be very difficult as all the base turrets are now going to go down. They go in once again. Injector going to be used. Fighting around the crystal. Lord's still going to be up here too. Flap Teasy takes a ton of damage, but Renegade will be taken out once again. Edward goes in with the final slash. They will be able to punish Flap Teasy. Super Marco on the backside though, as Yue goes down to few. Lord still has to be cleared out here. And it looks like RORA will be able to do that. Kyle Teasy though, jumps in again. Can't do what he wanted to as he goes down. RORA will be able to live a little bit longer as they took down 3 members of FCAP.
Aurora MLBB refuses to die. Bodies lay across their base. Kyle, Few, and Flap are down. And suddenly, Falcons AP BREN's gold lead seemingly cut in half.
Oh, man.
How was that possible? I mean, number one, for sure, Doming kept himself scarce. He put himself out of FCAP's range. And Marco!
Oh, that was close.
All right.
Kept them at range.
And they took down Flap first. Because Flap is the almost instantaneously. Oh, here we go. Talk about Flap.
Flap's going to go in again. Ogwin was there too. Goes in with the unstoppable force. Was looking for the toss-up. Takes a ton of damage. The immortality's going to be popped. Edward waiting for the rest of the team. Domeng will be able to pick up a kill. Vengeance already going to be popped.
Run!
Goes in with the Infernal Pursuit. Flap TZ gets the airtime. He'll get another kill on Renegade. And it just falls apart for RORA. And now the waves are going to be pushing in.
Oh.
It's only Domeng. It's only Demon Kite. Goes in. Spirit Destruction going to be used. How do they defend this against the full force push in? And they get wiped out and shut down as base is going to be worked on. And FCAP